Hey, yo, what it do? We back with another Elevation Talks. I'm Naye Liggines, aka Naye the Gym Dropper. You hear me? And I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you new here, what it do? Basically, Elevation Talks is real conversations with me and how God has been on my journey the entire time. And I'm just dropping gems to help hopefully inspire somebody to have a relationship with God, come as you are to God, and really just show up as yourself consistently. You hear me? On this episode, man, this episode is really like, it's a tough one. You hear me? But as always, I gotta show up. I gotta be myself. And, hopefully this encourages somebody to do whatever it is that they need to do for them. You feel me? But this episode really is me just talking about starting over, which seems like it's the story of my life, right?
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year.
So for those of y'all that don't know, man, I have gone through a divorce a few years back. I've gone through public failed engagements. I done been engaged a few times. Like, my love life has been a complete roller coaster. Do you hear me? And one of the things that I've heard like my family and friends say is like, bruh, it takes so much courage to start over. Like, how do you keep starting over? Like, with no problem, right? And so at first, I'm not going to hold you. It was a lot of shame wrapped around like my love life. You know what I'm saying? Like, going through a divorce, like, I don't wish that on anybody. Some people will kick it like, they have divorce parties and different things like that. But I'm one of the very few people that actually wanted like my marriage. You feel me? So I didn't have a divorce party. I didn't go out and party the next day. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't none of that. Like, God literally took me through a season where it was like I had to go and heal, And that was actually the first time I had healed from a relationship. Oftentimes, like, I used to have a roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, just have it lined up, ready to go, one relationship over, the next one coming right, back to back. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, I have been just going after relationship after relationship. But it's like, a lot of people, I think they recognize like, oh, a lot of the things that you learn when it comes to relationship is like stem from childhood. But it's like, at some point, you got to be the one to change the narrative, if that's, what you're going to do. And so for me, the type of relationships that I saw growing up, that's how all my uncles, aunties, dad, everybody was. Like, literally always had a roster, always had the next person ready to go. So you never saw people like, or even heard about people healing. You feel what I'm saying? You just literally saw them on to the next. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally how I was showing up and living, like in my love life, till I had started realizing this shit unhealthy, bro. Like, I'm carrying around so much baggage. Like, it's so much baggage. I don't even know what to do with it. You feel me? Like, and so I had just literally got to a point where it was just like, yo, when it came to my, my marriage and stuff, like, I had been with my ex-wife. We was together 6 years, and then we got married, and we was only married for 6 months before we finally like decided to truly like call it a quits, walk away from each other. We're not doing this no more, right? And so within that relationship, I had really just learned a lot about myself, and it was just like, I learned that I would just stay. You feel me? Like, even if the relationship is not growing, it's not going anywhere, I would find myself just staying. And, like, how, for me, I've always loved love, right? And I've always loved the idea of, like, not even just the idea, but marriage. I've always loved marriage. And it's like, I've loved the idea of hearing people's stories. Like, I've seen people like my grandparents, like they was married like 50 plus years, right? And I've seen other people love stories like, through television and different things like that. And it's just like, they'll all tell you like, it ain't always been easy. It ain't always been this. It ain't always been that. Like, you gonna go through your stuff. And so when I would hear that, it made me feel like you had to put up with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me feel like, oh, well, this is just a part of the journey. This is just a part of the story. Like, it's going to be bad before it get good. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like what I started realizing that it's like, yeah, I want the story. I also got to have like morals. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to stand on business about myself. Like, a rough patch don't always have to include infidelity. You know what I'm saying? A rough patch don't always have to, like, basically control the controllables, right? Like, there are going to be trials and tribulations that come up that are out of your control. But the things that are in your control it. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to start really, like, taking a deep dive within myself where it's like, bruh, this is a loveless relationship. And yes, I want to be married. Yes, I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want, the 50 plus years and all of that. But I don't want it at the cost of my happiness. You feel what I'm saying? Because I knew people that was like, oh, we've been married 30 years. But it's like, but are you happy? You feel what I'm saying? And when I say happy, I'm not just talking about like, oh, we're happy today. Like, do you really feel like you chose the right person? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to just, and this is when I learned, I don't want to just be married. I want to be happily married. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we don't talk about being happily married enough. All you just hear is like, oh yeah, we married. And it's just like, I want more than that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, the goal is not just to get married, but it's to stay married. You feel what I'm saying? And so literally, like, I had decided to get the divorce, the whole thing. And so fast forward, it was like when I went to my next relationship, I took my time to heal, but I was also learning how to stand on business about myself. So it seems like every relationship after my divorce has been like a test to see, you know what I'm saying? Obviously to continue to help me grow, but really just continue to like see if I'm going to stand on business about myself, and I'm going to continue to stand firm. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the things that I say I want and, gotta have when it comes to a relationship. And so, yeah, that has caused me to start over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've started over. I don't know. Like, I don't even be counting. I just be starting over, y'all, for real. Like, and not saying like, oh my God, I've dated so many people. No, I'm not saying that. I've had like, anytime it seems like I get into a relationship, it's almost like a long-term relationship where it lasts like, 2 to 3 years or, 6 years, whatever the case might be. And so what I've been learning is like, this is a journey. This is truly trial and error, especially for somebody like myself who didn't see healthy relationships growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally had to unlearn a lot of the things that I've learned about love and relationships over the years. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing that I would have to say, like, don't be afraid to unlearn some of the habits and things that you've seen growing up. Because a lot of that stuff, you know what I'm saying, depending on your situation, like, some people come from a background of, a loving family and things like that, but that's not everybody's story. You know what I'm saying? And so literally, I just really been like, every relationship that I have, I learned like just the different things from those relationships, and then I just, I apply like the things that I could have did better, or what I expect, like from my next partner or whatever the case might be, and I just go from there, but people have been, and I say people because I know a few of these people, and it's just like, dang, Naye, you starting over again? Like it's almost like oh, people laughing at you, especially like with the public breakups and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you go from like posting pictures on Instagram and vacations and all of that, and then boom, now you taking all that stuff down. You feel me? Like I done been through that a few times. And so what I have learned, like just along my journey, is just like, bruh, this has to be for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally just about you learning and growing through every experience that you have. And don't allow shame to rule your world. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, there was a lot of shame wrapped up in my love story. You know what I'm saying? And so it actually prompted me to come out with a questionnaire for couples. And it's called Who Wants That Perfect Love Story Anyway? And it's 125 questions. It's going to help strengthen your relationship with you and your partner. But basically, it's like, my love life has been a journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that, and you see me smiling and stuff. Like, I'm not ashamed to talk about any of it. You know what I'm saying? It happened. I've had moments that I'm not proud of, but it's like, it's still a part of my story, and I still got to tell my story. You know what I'm saying? And so I see a lot of people who stay in relationships just because they feel like, well, I don't want to start over. I'm tired of starting over. I'm tired of meeting people. The dating pool is trash. Like whatever that reason is. And it's just like, I don't know about y'all, man, but one thing I know is like life is too short to be unhappy. And I really believe that you got to live life to the fullest degree, even if that means starting over. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can't be afraid to rewrite your story, because you never know. That next chapter might be the chapter. Do you hear me? Like, that's like, it might all make sense the next chapter. Like, this is why I had to leave that situation, or this is the lesson that I learned from that situation, whatever it is. Like, man, walking with God, it's like I've learned, you know what I'm saying, through crazy faith, like, anytime people walk out of your life, whether, for a season or whatever the situation is, you got to know that God is bringing you better. Whether it's the same person, it's just a better version of them, or it's another person. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there are some of us who keep dating the same person, or people with the same personality of previous people, because we haven't learned our lesson from those people. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that for a long time. It's like, man, how is it that I'm in a brand new relationship and the girl act the same way as the previous girl? You know what I'm saying? It's because like you still attracting that same type of energy, and you ain't learned the lessons from that junk yet. And one thing about it is, you're not going to move on to your next level until you learn whatever lessons you got to learn. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it take a lot of courage to start over and even get to a point that you've made up in your mind you are starting over. Because there are some of us who, like, we might be real strong one day, and then it's like we real weak the next, and it's like, okay, I'm finna go back. And it's like, nah, you only want to go back because that's what's familiar. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not causing you any happiness or whatever, but because it's a familiar situation, you would rather go back to it versus going through the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Going through the journey ahead, where it's like, I don't know what's ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who ahead and what's ahead. But I know for me, it's like you got to constantly keep moving forward. I'm the type of person, like, I'm a thriver. Like, I can't stay stagnant. I can't stay stuck. So anytime that I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm stagnant and I'm stuck, I got to get up out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't want to wake up and next thing I know, 40 years of my life then passed away, and I'm sitting up here miserable with this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about stuff like that, because it's like, when you're not living life and you just existing, even when you living life, it's moving. You feel what I'm saying? Like, next thing you know, it's a whole new year. Whole new year, same set of problems. You feel what I'm saying? And so, yeah, like, one of the things that I do, like, in terms of, like, starting over, I take my moment, bro. Like, I be honest with myself, and that's an area that a lot of us struggle in. Like, we won't be honest with ourselves if something hurt, or we, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever that situation is, whatever that pain point is, it's like, you gotta just be honest and be like, dang, that hurt. Y'all heard me say this before, bro. Mike Todd said this quote, and I love it. God cannot bless who you pretend to be. And so it's like, if you pretending walking around like, I ain't hurt, that last situation didn't hurt me, shoot, I'm good. God gonna be like, okay, I know you're not good, but until you bring it to me, that's how you gonna walk around. And I don't know if you recognize, but most people, they'll tell you, like, I don't want to get in another relationship, or I ain't trying to date, because you so afraid that you're going to keep running into the same people, the unhealed people. And it's like, I feel like in order for you, I'm not even going to say in order for you, but it's like, when you are unhealed, no, I can't say that, because even when you healed, you going to attract unhealed people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's different, it's different scenarios and levels to it. But it's just like, yo, I've learned so many lessons throughout my love life. And that's another thing too. I ain't afraid to learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm a forever student when it comes to life. And so I don't pretend to have it all together. I don't pretend to know everything. Like, it's literally trial and error for me, and I just be growing through it. You know what I'm saying? I don't just allow life to have its way with me and I'm just accepting it. Nah, like, I be fighting back. I be fighting back, man. And I'm be like, all right, cool. Like, that didn't work out. Well, let me actually see why it didn't work out. And one of the things too that people like try to crack jokes on is like, ooh, Naye, you move on so fast. And it's like, yo, you have no idea what I've even gone through to even get to that space of moving on. A lot of people think that when you end the relationship, oh, like that was the first day of it ending. There is phases of you leaving a relationship. You feel what I'm saying? Like, before you physically walk away, you gonna mentally walk away. You feel what I'm saying? And it's flip-flop depending on the situation. But for me, in my situation, like, in most cases, I check out mentally first before I check out physically. And so by the time I check out physically, it's like I'm already going through the process of healing. You know what I'm saying? I'm already going through the process of learning my lessons and, oh, what could I have done different? How could I have shown up better? What do I want? You know what I'm saying? Like, from my partner or whatever the case might be. Like, I don't just be sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too, for a lot of people. They be acting like, oh yeah, I ain't dating nobody. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but like, what are you doing in that downtime? Are you actually healing from your previous situations? Like, are you spending time with yourself to like enjoy your singleness, figure out who you are? What is it that you enjoy doing? Like, it's just so many different things, man. And so it's like, I remember I used to tell people like, enjoy your singleness. And I was like, that don't mean entertain everybody that's sliding through your DM. That's actually a phase that most people go through. You know what I'm saying? That's your whole phase. Like, that's your phase when you like, yeah, I'm about to get out here and get it. Now, unfortunately, some people don't come back from the whole phase. You know what I'm saying? They get out there and it's like, hold up, they don't even... And now they really don't want to date because you thinking about all the things that you done seen yourself do, what you done seen other people do, and it's just on you. You holding on to that baggage. And it's just like, there's other people that's like, and I know a few people, it's like they be scared, like, bro, I don't want to get hurt again, so I'm not finna get out here. And it's like, okay, so now you living in fear. You're like, you start creating these little pockets. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's why it's so important. That's why I say, like, you got to get the shame out of your story. Like, talk about the things that you've been through. Talk about the pain. Talk about the hurt. Like when you start talking about that stuff, it's actually a way of healing. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember for me, y'all know how, like, growing up, You hear that saying, what happens in this house stays in this house. Well, this is your house. You feel what I'm saying? You're like internally and externally, this is your house. And if you don't talk about the things that affect you, like it's going to just you're going to start rotting away, man. You ever see some people that's just so bitter and hurt and nasty, and you be like, dang, bro, who hurt you? Like, what's going on? Like, why do you show up that way? It's because that junk's still piercing. You feel what I'm saying? They still aching from various things that they ain't really talked about. They ain't really healed from. And it's just like, think about it like this. When you hurt yourself, it's a little scab, right? When you start tending to it, like you start putting that ointment on it and stuff, it actually allow your sores to heal quicker. You feel what I'm saying? Because you actually tending to it. Versus some of us will keep itching it. We'll keep scratching it. We'll keep picking at it, and we won't allow it to heal. That's how some of us show up in the space of love and stuff. And so when I hear people talk about, dang, Nate, you move on quick. You don't know how I've been tending to my wounds. You don't know, bro. Like when I tell you I take everything to God, like literally I take everything to God, and I'm talking about everything. I be crying, I be cussing, like I literally come raw, bro. You feel me? And I literally, it's like I watch God transform my life, bro. Like a previous month, like I might be crying, right? And then I can look up and it be a whole nother month later and I'd be like, dang, that thing that was affecting me a month ago, that giant, it ain't even on my mind. And it's not on my mind because I'm trying to bury it and put things on top of it. No, I've literally given it to God and allowed him to heal the situation, allow him to heal my heart, allow him to heal my feelings, like allow him to heal that scab, that wound. And granted, there are some wounds that still open, that still need, that's constantly being tended to. But it's just like, understand that when you start tending to them wounds, bro, and you allow God to tend to it, understand he gon' do just that. He gonna heal it. So that's literally like how I'm able to bounce back the way I do. Everybody, oh, he's so resilient. Da, 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 da. Yeah, like I appreciate the energy, but like I take stuff to God for real. I take every relationship. I take every circumstance, like heartbreak, the failures, and I know like through that pain, God gonna transform that thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't know what type of fruit is gonna be produced from your pain. You feel me? But you gotta give it to God and allow him to use it. Cause it's like what the enemy try to do, he try to let like shame really grow. And when you start allowing that shame to grow, like you don't want to talk about it. You are ashamed of it. And it's like, yo, if you don't get it out, that junk just going to continue to rot you from the inside out, man. And I don't know about you, but like I'm naturally like a cool, low key, chill person. Like everybody like, how do you be constantly smiling and stuff and you be going through stuff? I remember my little brother, he was like, sis, you so like you smiling and it's like we know what you going through. And it's just like, yeah, bro, like this not me showing up fake or anything. This is me just like, yeah, bro, I'm hurting, but God's still providing. Like it ain't been a situation where it's like I can't sit in my feelings and he ain't changed my heart. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and even to this day, God is still changing my heart, but it's like I allow him to do that. Like, I don't sugarcoat where I'm at with it. Like, if I ain't messing with it, I ain't messing with it. You feel me? If I ain't messing with them, I ain't messing with them. Like, it's very much real and raw, and I allow him to, do it. And I'm going to take as much time as I need. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not looking for anybody to like, I don't feel no type of way when people like, oh, you move on so fast. I'm grateful that I'm not afraid to love again. And that's where some people live. They in fear. I'm not. And so it's just like you be trying to give me your fear and it's like you can't give it to me. You got to get it to God. Don't give it to me. You hear me? Because I'm going to give it right back to you. Like, nah, I'm not. Nah. I can't stay stagnant, bro. You feel me? And it's just like, for me, I don't even be looking. You know what I'm saying? For my next partner or whatever, like God literally sends people to me. You hear me? And so it's just like, when I'm ready for it, I get active. And when I'm not, I actually voice it. And that's another thing. I be honest about where I'm at. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can meet a shorty and be like, yo, like, I'm rocking with you. I feel you. But it ain't there yet. I can say that out loud. And some people be, they be faking it. Like, they know they not ready for certain situations, but they still, like, dive into it. And it's like, dang, I ruined it. I don't want to ruin it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, before I ruin it, God, here, this is a great situation. It seems super dope, and I see what you're trying to do, but help me to not ruin it with my old habits and my old ways of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And literally, like, again, it be the test. Like, oh, okay, so you paying attention? Yeah, I see exactly what you're trying to do, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You got to do it. And that's another thing I say, Lord, you got to do it. If you want this situation to happen, you have to do it. And so I know it looked like I be rushing things. No, bro. Like, I literally allow God to Holy Spirit order my steps. And I know some of y'all like, okay, well, if Holy Spirit ordering your steps, why stuff be failing? It's all a part of the story. It's all a part of the journey. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's no testimony without a test. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you go through your trials and tribulations, like, you have to tell your story so somebody else can get through it, because you're not the only person going through whatever it is that you're going through. And so for me, that's how I'm looking at it, bro. Like, every failed relationship, every failed engagement, bro, like, it's all a part of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not interesting enough. And this is some people's story. It worked out the first time for them. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it didn't work out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it's an attention grabber. Hey, yeah, I've been engaged 3 times. 3 times. Like, yeah, bro, I've been engaged 3 times and all of it failed. What? Like, it started grabbing people like, wait a minute. It's all a part of the story, man. And so it's just like, it's not, I'm not ashamed about it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the villain in some people's stories. I've been the hero in some people's stories. And it's just like, this is my life, bro. This is my story. And I'm just at a space where I'm just telling it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to start over. And even if you are afraid, do it scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, starting over is not easy, but it's going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And it's helping build you a better version of you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? A better version of you that's going to stand on business about yourself and not allow people to play with you or your heart. You know what I'm saying? In the word, it's like, yo, you got to guard your heart. A lot of us don't know how to guard our heart. You feel me? Like, we just be like, here. And it's like, nah, you got to learn how to stand on business about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect somebody to do something that you don't do. You feel me? So it's just like, if you're not standing on business about you, you can't expect somebody else to stand on business about you. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I've learned throughout all of my relationships, it's like, the love that you're searching for, you got to come to God first, bro. Because that's when you going to start realizing, you know how, like, we be trying to skip the process of loving ourselves, and we be trying to love other people before we actually love ourselves. It's not ever going to work that way. Like, until you start really loving yourself and caring for yourself, you're never going to have the type of relationship that you want when it comes to having that partner. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you really have to take a deep dive with yourself, spend time with yourself, see the areas that you need to work on, and you know what I'm saying, what is it that you like, and everything. Because here's the thing too. A lot of us are used to very surface level relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do? Like, don't nobody actually ever sit with you for real and get to know the real you because you haven't done that. You feel what I'm saying? And so some people are afraid to know the real them. Some people don't even know who that person is because they ain't never even been that person. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, if this is your single season, spend time with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Spend time with you. Take that time to heal. And don't let nobody make you feel ashamed for moving on or leaving or whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. Hey, live your life. You know what I'm saying? This journey is truly about trial and error. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't, if you're not experiencing trial and error, that means you ain't living. You feel what I'm saying? That means you're not moving. And if you're not moving, that means you stagnant. And if you stagnant, that means you ain't going nowhere. And I don't know about you, but shit, I got places to be. You hear me? I got things to do. So that means I got to move. You hear me? So yeah, don't be afraid to start over, man. I'm sure there's going to be a part 2 about starting over. And, you know, we're going to take a deep dive. I'm going to answer some questions. I'm going to go live. Like, I'm going to do the whole thing. You hear me? But until the next time, yeah, this has been another episode of Elevation Talks.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year.